I just rewatched SpongeBob's very first episode, Help Wanted. And honestly, it wasn't just good, it was perfect. You hear that word, pilot, and you usually expect something rough, shaky animation, characters still finding their voices, jokes that don't quite land. But SpongeBob, this debut wasn't a draft. It was the complete, hilarious blueprint for a billion-dollar cartoon legacy, dropped right onto our screens back in 1999. The episode opens with the classic French narrator, a pirate for some reason, introducing us to Bikini Bottom. SpongeBob's alarm clock goes off, sounding like a catastrophic shipyard collision. But he wakes up completely serene. He announces, "Today's the day, Gary," before dropping his clothes. We actually get a glimpse of a naked sea sponge, which is a weirdly bold opening for a kids' show, but we love it. Gary, meanwhile, just stares into space, giving us his classic, soulless. SpongeBob heads to his personal gym to lift his custom bar loaded with stuffed animals. He strains, his eyes bug out, and he makes it look like he's bench pressing a cement truck. Dude is just weak. It's a fantastic, simple joke that perfectly establishes his physical absurdity. Pumped up by his non-workout, he bolts out the door, repeatedly shouting, "I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready," a phrase that became his entire personality right here in minute 1. SpongeBob passes Patrick Star's house, and this is crucial. Patrick is genuinely a great friend in this episode. He sees the Help Wanted sign and cheers SpongeBob on. SpongeBob introduces the Krusty Krab like it's a 5-star Michelin restaurant, saying he's been dreaming of working there for years. But when he gets to the door, he loses confidence, screaming, "I can't do this," and tries to bail. Patrick stops him and gives him an awesome pep talk, getting his buddy motivated again. This is why the later seasons are confusing. Pilot Patrick was supportive and pure. They eventually turned him into a mean-spirited idiot, but here, he's perfect. Fueled by friendship, SpongeBob makes his final run toward the entrance. Meanwhile, we meet the miserable centerpiece of the Krusty Krab, Squidward Tentacles. He's outside, cleaning a window that has his head drawn on it with the word "loser" above it. That tells you everything about his mood. Squidward sees the cute yellow menace running straight toward the restaurant and screams in pure existential terror. He knows his piece is about to end. He rushes inside to warn his greedy boss, Mr. Krabs, who is blissfully sniffing a handful of money. Squidward tries to tell Krabs not to hire him, but before he can finish, SpongeBob barges in with a big shadow and a confident, manly, deep voice.
"I've been training my whole life for the day I could join the Krusty crew."
And then he trips on a nail sticking out of the floor. SpongeBob starts bouncing violently around the entire restaurant like a human pinball, making the worst first impression possible. Mr. Krabs is confused. Squidward is smug. SpongeBob, oblivious, asks when he can start. Mr. Krabs, instead of being mature, decides to crush SpongeBob's dreams with a ridiculous task. He tells SpongeBob he can get the job if he finds a seemingly non-existent artifact. The hydrodynamic spatula with port and starboard attachments and a turbo drive. It's obviously made up, but SpongeBob has no idea. Krabs puts a Krusty Krab hat on him and tells him not to come back without it. SpongeBob looks in the mirror, and the pure joy on his face is honestly kind of heartbreaking. As SpongeBob runs off to the bargain mart, Mr. Krabs and Squidward collapse in laughter, cackling over how they just crushed the poor Sponge's spirit. One key detail about this pilot is how friendly Krabs and Squidward are here. They are true partners in crime. This dynamic completely changes later, proving just how much SpongeBob's presence alters their world. But karma is swift. The laughter stops when Krabs suddenly smells them, the anchovies. 5 buses swarm the Krusty Krab, unloading a mob of hungry fish. This is where the episode goes from funny to surreal. The anchovies flood the restaurant, forming a literal squirming wave. And they don't order food. They all just shout, "Meep, meep, meep." The entire building starts shaking. Krabs and Squidward, who moments ago were laughing, are now fighting for their lives. Being tossed around by the tidal wave of meeping fish, they cling to the support pole, hugging it for dear life as the anchovies rage around them. Krabs, terrified, starts shouting, "I want my mommy!" And in a weirdly touching moment, he and Squidward share a desperate hug. How dare they crush SpongeBob's dreams? They deserve this meeping misery. Meanwhile, SpongeBob is completely oblivious, humming happily as he strolls through the bargain mart, looking for his turbo spatula. Back at the Krusty Krab, Krabs and Squidward are accepting their doom. The building is shaking. Chaos is total. And then SpongeBob returns. Somehow, he actually found the made-up spatula. It's never explained how, but who cares? It exists now, and he flies in on it, shocking his boss and co-worker into silence. He bolts into the kitchen, and the music starts. The animation shifts, the colors glow, and we get the glorious, iconic cooking montage set to Tiny Tim's Live It in the Sunlight, Lovin' in the Moonlight. SpongeBob becomes a frenzied patty-making machine. He's flipping burgers, spinning, dancing, and serving the entire meeping tsunami in seconds. The crowd is fed, the chaos is over, and Mr. Krabs is ecstatic. The cash registers are overflowing. Krabs hires him immediately, ignoring Squidward's despair. The episode ends with the perfect punchline. Patrick walks in and orders one Krabby Patty from his buddy. SpongeBob gets so overexcited about his first real customer that he cranks the spatula into overdrive, launching a stream of patties that hits Patrick and sends him flying clean out of the restaurant. Okay, the episode is perfect, but when you watch it closely, two huge questions pop up. I've checked the biggest fan threads on Reddit and watched videos, and they all revolve around these two mysteries from the pilot. 1. How did Mr. Krabs run the Krusty Krab before SpongeBob? 2. How did SpongeBob already know the Krabby Patty recipe? The Krusty Krab is a profitable restaurant, yet Krabs and Squidward are completely useless on the grill. If SpongeBob is the first real hire, how did the restaurant survive? Let me explain. The first fry cook was actually a guy named Jim, introduced in a later episode. Jim was a master chef, but he quit because Mr. Krabs refused to pay him fairly. The Help Wanted sign, that was a direct result of Jim leaving. So before SpongeBob, Krabs and Squidward did the bare minimum in the kitchen and failed miserably, explaining why the anchovy rush almost destroyed them. SpongeBob was the lifeline they desperately needed. Now, SpongeBob has just been hired. He hasn't seen the secret formula, yet in the montage, he's making hundreds of perfect Krabby Patties. How does he know the recipe? The simple solution: at the time of the pilot, the writers hadn't fully developed the secret formula storyline. They just needed SpongeBob to be an instant culinary genius. The better solution: SpongeBob's job is to grill, flip, and assemble the burgers. The patties themselves, containing the secret formula, were likely pre-made and frozen. SpongeBob's genius is in his speed, technique, and perfect memory of the assembly order. He didn't need the secret formula. He just needed his passion and skill to cook them flawlessly. This episode isn't just funny, it's a tiny, perfect piece of storytelling. It gave us a lovable SpongeBob and a world we instantly fell in love with. It set the bar so high that every episode after had to fight to keep up. But what do you think? How did SpongeBob already know how to cook? Was it destiny? Or did he sneak a peek at the formula years ago? Share your theories in the comments. And if you love this deep dive into the perfect pilot, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss more cartoon history.